असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. O Lord, please lead us from unreality to the reality, ignorance to the knowledge, and from mortality to the immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Dear devotees, today we're all having the interesting topic on today for discussion. Seeing God everywhere. How is it possible? Can we see the God everywhere? Because the Vedanta itself says, the Vedanta philosophy says, or our own experience says, the world is full of dualities. Good, bad, right, wrong, happiness, sorrow, saintliness, and wickedness. So when these type of dualities, when it exists, how can we see the God everywhere? So when I say seeing God everywhere, it also includes in everyone and in everything. How is it possible? The same idea has been beautifully explained by Swami Vivekananda in his Gnana Yoga lectures, where he gave actually that lecture, particular lecture in the London. Now that has become the part of Gnana Yoga. So this idea is again Vedic idea, or particularly Upanishadic idea. Isha sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tektena bunjita ma grudah kasya svidhanam. Cover the whole world with the God, with the Lord, with the Supreme Self. What a beautiful idea. What a sublime thought. What a magnanimous idea. Now, how to cover the whole world, the universe, the cosmos from the Lord, from the Supreme Self? We say that discover the supreme reality or the ultimate reality. What is that ultimate reality? If you see, according to non dualistic philosophy, it is Supreme Spirit, Supreme Self, Supreme Consciousness, pure awareness, pure consciousness. In other words, from theology point of view, it is called as God. We have got different views, different concepts on God itself, isn't it? Who is God? Oh, God is a person. He is called Almighty. Who is Almighty? Who is sitting on the throne in the heavens? Who is staying in above the world? Either heaven, or say Kailasa, or Vaikuntha, or Govardhana Loka, Goloka, or whatnot. This is what the dualistic religions, dualistic philosophies are offering. So God has got a particular form. He has got infinite divine qualities, is omniscient, is omnipresent, is omnipotent. He is the creator, he is the maintainer, and is the dissolver of the universe. Either you see Semitic religions and also in Vedic religion, different sects we have. Most of the theistic religions of the Vedanta or theistic sects of the Vedanta, they give this concept of God. I don't say no that. I don't say no about that, but they are at the beginning or the initial or they are the primary concept of God. God is not limited by any time and space. I am limited by time and space. You are limited by time and space. The president of the Ireland is limited by time and space. The president of the United States of America is limited by time and space. Every one of us, we have got date of birth and date of death too. I may not be aware when I die. When will I die? I'm not aware. That doesn't mean that I'm living eternally. So I am limited by time. 50 years before I was not there. 50 years afterwards, I will not be there. So only in between I am there. So I'm limited by time. Same thing with the space. Now I am in Ireland. I'm in Dublin. I'm in Dublin 15 in Mulladert. So I cannot be in the city center at the same time. Either I cannot be in the Cork or Limerick, which are the different cities of the Ireland. Or I cannot be in different countries at the same time. Why? Because I'm limited by time and space. Now, say for example, I've got my own flight, jet flight, or helicopter. Maybe in few minutes I can go to different countries, travel across, but I cannot be present at the same time in two places. But whereas God can present at any place at any time. Why? He is not limited by time and space. That's why, who is God, if you ask? It is pure awareness. It is pure consciousness. It is the energy, it is the substratum of the energy, and it is the energy itself. So there is no place where the God doesn't exist. Now, how to understand? Probably, I will tell a beautiful story where which happened in young Naren's life. Because the moment we hear stories, parable or anecdote, the sublime concepts or the higher thoughts and ideas will be able to, it is easier for us to understand. Young Naren, who became Swami Vivekananda in later days, he had come to his master, his teacher, that is Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, the great spiritual leader, is the incarnation of this modern age, as we all know. Sri Ramakrishna had been to the trance and he had enjoyed the divine conscience and he had become the experiencer of the divine conscience. And his mind used to live at the so high level always. Most of the time, his mind used to experience the divine conscious or consciousness. After slowly, when his mind came down, he started speaking. He started narrating the Vedic or the Vedantic or the Advaita Vedantic truth. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Whatever exists in the world, everything has been covered by, everything is enveloped by the consciousness. That is what Brahman or Atman or whatever you say. Then he started explaining that. I am that self, Brahman or Atman. You are that self or Atman or Brahman. You should remember that is happening in a Dakshineshwar, where Sri Ramakrishna lived in that small room. His so many disciples or devotees are sitting there. And he was sitting on a small cart, and he said, "This the cart where on which I am sitting, even this cart is the Brahman. The water jug, the water kettle, the tree, I, you, everyone is Brahman, the self or the consciousness." This young Naren, who was a rationalist, who was a great thinker then, he had studied Indian and Western philosophies, and at that particular time probably was a sort of agnostic. When he heard all these things, everything is Brahman, self, and all, he felt it is nonsense, utter nonsense. It is against rational thinking. It is against logic. It is against science. So this is a madcap, feeling that young Naren came out. And one more very perverted minded person was there, Hazra by name. He was basically a sort of hypocrite he was. With him, young Naren, he started discussing what Sri Ramakrishna said. Look, Sri Ramakrishna is saying that everything is Brahman itself. I, you, cattle, jug, cart, wahaha, everything is Brahman. Then Azra also made use that situation. He said, yes, you know that Sri Ramakrishna, he doesn't know things properly. You people don't understand and you go and sit. Instead, you should come to me to listen to me. So they were basically, Naren was making a fun of Sri Ramakrishna's statements, and both were laughing loudly. They had a hearty laugh. Sri Ramakrishna heard that sound. Naren and Hazra, they are talking, chatting, and they are laughing heartily, loudly. Sri Ramakrishna, in the divine mood, he came out and he said, in the divine mood, Naren, what are you talking? What are you conversing with Hazra? And Naren is very simple and straightforward. No hamburger, no lying or no hiding facts, hiding things. Oh, sir, the same thing which you were telling, which you were discussing in the room. I, you, Hazra, jug, kettle, cart, everything is Brahman. What nonsense it is. What rubbish it is. It is really irrational and illogical, I find. Sri Ramakrishna said, what? I have seen that. I have experienced that. How can it be wrong? How can it be erroneous? And Sri Ramakrishna just touched young Naren. Sri Ramakrishna was a spiritual illuminary. So by his divine touch, there was a great transformation in Naren's mind, Naren's personality. He saw the whole thing is getting merged in something. The wall and the Dakshineshwar temple complex, the garden, the people in and around him, or the walls of the building, everything is getting merged in something. And he's seeing that everything is consciousness, spirit, self, Brahman, Atman, whatnot. He was able to experience the greatest Advaitic truth that Brahman and Brahman alone exist. The pure awareness is the only reality. That is the only reality we have to experience. For us, probably it is intellectual thinking, intellectual truth, but now young Naren also was the experiencer of this ultimate truth. He was able to see that everything is covered by that self or spirit or Atman. After some time, when his mind came better down, for him, the whole world was looking like a dream world. Everything was looking hazy. Just like we see the shadow of things or of my own self, my own body. So similarly, everyone was looking like a shadows for him. Everything is looking like hazy. Like he's walking and a horse carriage is coming. When horse carriage is coming or a vehicle is coming, we will try to avoid ourselves so that we may meet with an accident and we may die or we may have some wound, isn't it? But Naren is unable to do that and he simply is crossing the road. The horse carriage fellow, he stopped and said, you rogue, I mean, what happened to you? Madcap, you don't have any common sense. Because young Naren was not able to feel that it is appearing, the horse carriage as a shadow, and he is not, I mean, he's unable to think that the horse carriage can hit me or I can get wound or my some organs of the body can be broken or whatnot. Then he goes. Then while going in the road, there were some railings which he had seen earlier, the iron railings, which was very true for him. Now again, that is also, it is an appearance for him. He goes and he touches it, he hits his forehead against it, and he makes sure that whether it is true or false or it is an appearance. And in the same mindset, he goes to the house, and mother calls him. Mother asks him to wash his legs and hands, and so that he can have the food. He washes and he comes back and he sits, and mother serves the food and is unable to eat. Why? The mother, the serving ladle, the plate, the rice, the lentils, or the person who is eating and the person who is reciting, everything is becoming self or Brahman, is unable to eat. Few morsels is able to take and just he keeps quiet and he keeps numb or he closes his eyes and just is keeping quiet. Mother starts getting worried. What happened to Naren? Why is he behaving such a very unusual way. Probably a ghost, a spirit might have entered to young Naren. She was a bit annoyed and worried also. So it went for a few days. Then the great change happened. And today, whatever we see, Swami Vivekananda as a Vedantic lion, as a great expounder of the Advaita Vedanta, that happened on that particular day where Sri Ramakrishna's divine touch changed the young Naren's mind. He was able to see and experience that the whole world is covered by the self or the Brahman or the consciousness. For us, because of the ignorance, because of the impurity of the mind, because of wrong cognitions, error in thinking, erroneous thinking, we are unable to see the thing as it is. Now you may ask, how to uncover this truth? There's a beautiful saying that if you want to uncover the untruth, then discover the truth. If you want to uncover the untruth, discover the truth. By discovering the truth, you'll be able to uncover the truth. That is what Isha Vasimidam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat. Try to see that God or Lord or the Self in everything, in everywhere, in every person, because that is the ideal and that is the reality. How to understand? Probably whoever has listened to my Vedantic talks, you'll be able to understand, or you'll be able to remember that examples. Beautiful golden necklace, beautiful golden ornaments, nose ring, earring, necklace, then bangles, bracelet, whatnot. Different shapes. Now, for an example, you had a old necklace and you had a brand new bangles, golden bangles. Now, for some or other reason, you had a money problem, financial constraints. So then you thought you will go and sell these golden ornaments to, and you'll get the money and you'll be able to manage your life. And you go to the person, I mean the goldsmith, and said, look, these two golden bangles are brand new, just few days before I took. So you can take this and you can give the money, more money. And this golden necklace is there, there's the old ones. Maybe it is from my grandma's time. So I'm giving it and try to give a good price for this also. Then the goldsmith, he weighed both separately, like golden bangles and the golden necklace. And he said, golden bangles, 300 euros or $300. And the golden necklace, 500 euros or $500. This lady, whoever went to sell the golden ornaments, she took aback. But have you lost your senses? Then goldsmith asked, hello, why? Because I told you these golden bangles are brand new. They have such wonderful design. The new design, everyone likes it. So you are supposed to give more rate for that, more price. Whereas this golden necklace is the old one. It is my grandma's time. So probably I don't think you are making a mistake. Then the goldsmith laughs and says, my dear, I'm not bothered about whether it is an old one or new one. I'm not bothered about the design. I'm not bothered about the form. I'm not bothered about, it is a brand new or it is a old one. I only bothered about the weightage of the gold or the content called gold. In the gold bangles, they are new, brand new, never mind. But what is the amount of gold is there in that? It is few grams, say 50 grams or 60 grams. Whereas in the necklace, it is a old, probably 70, 80, 100 years old. Never mind. But there, it is more than 100 grams of gold is there. That's why I am trying to give you more. You see, a normal person's view, she felt the golden bangle should get more price and the golden necklace should get less price. Why? Because this is new, the bangles were new and the necklace was old. The goldsmith view is different. He's not bothered about new or old, he's only bothered about the content, how much gold carries each. So there is no external change in the bangles as well as in the necklace, but only the perception towards it. The valuing it, it only changed between a ordinary lady, a lady, and a goldsmith. So when we study more and more non-dualistic philosophy, more and more when we perform spiritual practices, when our mind is cleansed, when our thinking becomes all right, when we understand the truth, what we understand the reality that God is everywhere, the self is everywhere, the consciousness is everywhere, the whole world is enveloped by the conscious, and the name and form is only unreal or it is appearance. So that greatest Advaitic truth we can see in the Isha Vasya Upanishads. That's why Swami Vivekananda beautifully says in one place, don't seek the God, see the God. We are all spiritual seekers. We try to seek God, we try to seek the truth, we try to seek the self. Never mind, but we should not stop there. Rather, we should try to see the God, means experience the God. And there's a beautiful book, Seeing God Everywhere by Swami Shraddhanand. Whoever is possible for you, you can purchase and you can also read. And maybe it is available in Play Store also. And also, if you see the chair and the wood has been made in a particular shape that is called chair or table. But from the content point of view, the wood is real and the chair and table has got just name and form. That's all. So that's what we have to understand. And more or less, the non dualistic philosophy is considered as pantheism or pantheistic philosophy. Pan means all, theistic means God, means all is God. Everything is God. Everything is self. Everything is consciousness. There's a beautiful poem also. Probably I will read this poem and I will go to the further explanation. God is everywhere, in each and every one of us. And the beating of the heart is his sound voice. God is everywhere, in each and every one of us. He is the heart of a life, thus uniting it all into one creation. God is everywhere in each and every one of us. She is one even when we are not. But because of that, we will be too. What a beautiful poem. The same thing, the same idea also has been conveyed by Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Yomam pashyata sarvatra sarvancha mai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sachamena pranashyati. For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. What again, beautiful idea. So the whole world is covered with the Supreme Self, means the Supreme Self or the consciousness or the awareness is the thing only exists. That's the only reality. I think even today, I think in one or two lectures also, I did tell that. The physicists, the three physicists who got the Nobel Prize in 2022, they have said that the world is an illusion, the world is an appearance. The same truth has been told by Rig Vedas or Upanishads thousands of years before. What is that? The self alone is true. The consciousness alone is true. Matter is an appearance. Consciousness alone is true. The world is an appearance. And today, the Nobel Prize winners, the great physicists of the world, they are accepting that the world is an appearance, the world is an illusion. So we have to understand that. There's a beautiful story also. Though God is everywhere, we are unable to see. Why? Because of ignorance, because of impurity of the mind, because of the wrong thinking, whatnot. There's a interesting story. A lady who was religious or who was spiritual in nature, she's a God fearing woman. She used to practice spiritual practices constantly, regularly. Every day she used to get up and she used to have her ablutions and she used to dedicate good amount of time with prayers and repetition of the Lord's name and meditation and whatnot. She was able to lead a quite ethical and moral life too. One day she had a intense prayer. Oh Lord, I am praying for you from long time, since long time. I didn't see you. I didn't had your vision. Kindly, at least in lifetime, once I would like to see you. Why don't you answer my prayer and why don't you appear in front of me? So she prayed very intensely that day with all devotion and sincerity and whatnot. Comparatively, that day it was very strong, very intense prayer. Then she did prayers and repetition of the Lord's name. Probably she wept and she did some meditation. She had a good meditation also that day. And she continued her work. And night after supper, dinner, she went to bed. On the night, she had a divine vision where the Lord appeared. My dear lady, I am pleased to witness your devotion, your love towards me. Never mind, tomorrow I shall come and I shall appear to you. I shall come to your house. This lady was very happy. She thanked him profusely. Time and again she thanked. And after some time, the sleep broke and she woke up. And the divine vision had left an incredible impression on her mind. She was very blissful and so happy. Then early morning she got up and she was so happy with all zest and with all happiness. She started praying to God again that day. Oh God, as you promised, you should come and you should appear to me. I should be able to see and my life will get blessed. Whatnot. So many prayers she did. She repeated the Lord's name. She did meditation probably a bit longer that day. And that day she didn't go to office. Rather, she cleaned the house thoroughly and she started preparing some special food, sweetmeats and food delicacies. Maybe an hour or two is over. Someone came and knocked at the door. She was so happy and delightful. Finally, the Lord is appearing. The Lord is trying to give the vision. Lord is trying to bless me. Lord is here to bless. She opened the door, and for her, and she was so much angry also, annoyed also for her annoyment. When she opened the door, there was a salesperson. My dear lady, I have come with this product. It is very new and it is very nice. So would you like to have it? Then she was so much annoyed. He said, today I'm not in a mood of this anything buying and I'm in different mood. Please get out from my vision. Please don't annoy me. I don't want to purchase. Then the sales person said, okay, that's fine, my dear lady. Have a good day. Saying that, he left. She was so much annoyed. It took some time for her to get out from that annoyment. And said, oh Lord, I am waiting for you. When will you come? When will you appear to me? Oh Lord, please have a mercy on me. Again, she continued her prayer. She completed her cooking also to offer the food for God, for the Lord. After an hour or so, again someone knocked at the door. Then she said, okay, this time God was, examining me. Now God is coming, so I'll be able to see the God. I'll be able to see the God and will be able to feed the God also with different food delicacies. She opens the door and she sees a young girl who is her neighbor. She comes. She wanted just something for cooking. She asked, my dear lady, if you don't mind, will you give me some wheat flour for baking, for making chapatis or whatnot? She was annoyed, but still somehow she gave that wheat flour, or she said, go get away today. I'm not in that mood. And that young girl left and she closed the door and she sat. Nothing happened. She cried very bitterly that day. Without eating anything, she slept. And in the night, again she had a dream. God appeared. Then she was very much with annoyment or angry out of, helplessness or out of, because she was unable to see the Lord. I said, God, how can you make this? How can you do this? Then God asked, what did I do, lady? You've promised me that you will appear, you will come to my house. I was waiting whole day, preparing myself, my house for you to welcome, but you didn't come. You didn't fulfill your promise. You didn't maintain your words. So it is as good as lying. You are being a God. How can you do that? Come on, please tell me the answer. Then God laughs and smiles and says, my dear lady, I came twice, but you were not. You just chased me away. Then already she was in so much pain and agony, and this created a lot of some more pain. And said, my lord, you are not come. You are examining me. That's okay, but please don't tell lie. With all vigilance, with all that alertness, I was there. No, you didn't come. And don't tell me that you came twice. No, not even once you came. How can you say that you came twice? Then God laughs and says, my dear lady, first time I came in the disguised form as a sales executive or a salesperson. You chased me away. Second time I came as a young girl, young neighbor girl. Again, you sent me away. You chased me away. What can I do? You tell me. Then she said, oh my God, I never thought that you come in the disguised form. I thought you will come in your virginal form or whatnot. Then God smiles and said, no, I came in that form, but you didn't recognize. Inya, you try to do some more practice probably at some point of time, and sometime you'll be able to experience or you'll be able to see me or recognize me. So this is a simple story. So God is residing in everyone. We don't know God comes in which form, what form, but we are unable to see. We are unable to recognize Him. We are unable to experience. Why? Because of our ignorance, because of our impure mind, because of our wrong thinking, because of our materialistic thinking, and whatnot. So God exists everywhere, in everything, and in everyone. The mystic people are will be able to experience. Like say, for example, one of my favorite Saint Francis of Assisi. He was able to see the divine. He was able to see the Christ in everywhere, in everyone, and in everything. That's why no superiority or inferiority, nothing good or bad, because they were able to see the divine or God in everywhere and in everything. So, this is the ultimate truth one has to experience. We have to understand more and more very clearly. And this has been beautifully discussed also in the Shvetashvatara Upanishad between Uddalaka and his father. I mean, Shvetaketu. Shvetaketu and Uddalaka. Tattvamasi Shvetaketu, 9 times, 7 or 9 times he tells. And beautiful stories are also explained there how you are that, you are that. So when I say God is everywhere, it is the self, it is the consciousness, it is the awareness exists everywhere. Now we are unable to see, we are unable to understand, we are unable to experience because of our wrong understanding, wrong thinking, or ignorance, or whatnot. And when you hear all these things, or when I say all these things, don't think that it is a utopian idea or it is just an hypothetical argument. Some you may say Quran has said, Bible has said, Vedas have said, Upanishads have said, that scripture, this scriptures has said. It is the statement of such a philosopher. No, it is not just thinking. It is not someone's statements. It is not just scriptural statements. It is the matter of experience. There are n number of saints across the all religions, world religions, across all civilizations, across all countries who have experienced the God, who have experienced that consciousness in everywhere, in everything, in everyone. That should be our ultimate goal. For that, either you can be a householder or a monk or a nun. You can be a business person, or you can be a teacher, or you can be a doctor, or you can be a statesman, whatnot. Whatever the profession you may be having, never mind. Do it properly, do it sincerely, and try to see God in your work. That's what Swami Vivekananda beautifully narrates in karma in his beautiful lectures in Karma Yoga. Example, giving the example of uh, Vyada, Gita. Vyada is a butcher. A butcher, by doing his profession properly, sincerely, he became a spiritual person. He had understood what is religion. He had understood what is dharma. So anyone and everyone, we need not to go to the monastery, go to the forest, leave the world. No. So either we have to live in the world or we have to leave the world, isn't it? So both are not required even. But wherever you live, try to see God in your work, in yourself, and in others. When you are able to do that, all this is possible. And probably I'll tell one more beautiful, interesting incident which happened. The Belur Mutt, which is the headquarters of Ramakrishna Mutt and Mission. There, the second president of the Ramakrishna order of all the centers, that is Swami Shivanandaji, who is the second president of the Ramakrishna Mutt and Mission, is known as Mahapurush Maharaj, and he was also a monastic apostle of Sri Ramakrishna. And he was in his advanced age. He was sitting on the armchair, and a lot of devotees were coming and they were paying his respects. In India, sadhus are respected very well, so they come and they touch the feet. If they allow, they take the dust and they show a lot of respect. It is a holy land, spiritual land. So, a lot of devotees and his own disciples, they were coming and they were showing the respect, paying the respects. And when every devotee or disciple, when he or she pay the respects to Swami Shivananji, Swami Shivanji is also bowing down to every devotee and disciple, which is not expected. Why? Because he's our guru, he's our teacher, he's a monk, he's a spiritual luminary. He's supposed to bless us, and we are supposed to pay our respects. That is the generally established way. But whereas in this case, I mean, when anyone, I mean, any devotee or any disciple, either monk or a layperson, when he's coming and paying his respect, Mahapurush Maharaj, that is Swami Shivananji, he is also paying his respects to him or her. People is trying to avoid that, but no use. And his secretary or his sevak is trying to hold on, I mean, trying to stop that from Swami Shivananji. Swami Shivananji is not listening and he's doing that. He continued that. Then when all the devotees and disciples, they left, and the sevak or the attendant monk asked Swami Shivananji, Swamiji, they are your disciples, they are the devotees. They are coming and they're showing their respects, paying their respects, fine. But why were you, I mean, bending down to each person? What was the necessity? Why were you doing? It looks so, I mean, unusual. And devotees and disciples, your own disciples were feeling difficulty when you did this. What is the reason? Why did you do this? Mahapurush Maharaj said, when I see each devotee or disciple, I see that the God is residing in them. God is coming in that form. The Brahman or the Atman or the self or the consciousness is coming in that form. That's why when anyone and everyone just they are coming and paying the respects to me, I was also paying my respects to them. Why? Because not for a person, because for the self, as a Brahman or as a God. See, for him, he was able to see that God, the self, in everywhere, in everything, and apart from in himself and in others also. So this don't think that this is a hypothetical argument or utopian idea. No, it is the matter of experience. We have to clean our mind. We have to purify our mind. We have to rise our consciousness. We have to rise our understanding. We have to make our understanding better by spiritual practice, by karma yoga, that is the or Gnana Yoga or Bhakti Yoga or Raja Yoga or whatnot, by any of the spiritual path, we have to remove that ignorance. We have to clean our mind. We have to clean our uh, the instrument called mind and feelings and emotions, intellect or whatnot. Then we'll be able to experience that I am the God and God is everywhere. I am the self. Self is everywhere. The whole world is enveloped by self. So that is our ideal. Only we have to understand, we have to accept, and we have to experience. Swami Vivekananda says in his Gnana Yoga lecture, if you put God in your every moment, in your every conversation, in your form, in everything, the whole scene changes. The world, instead of appearing as one of woe and misery, will become a heaven. What a magnanimous treatment. What a beautiful statement. How is this world? Oh, world is wicked world. World is full of dualities. World is full of problems. World is with full of sorrows. If the God is so compassionate? Why did he create such a, I mean, wicked world, unhappy world, sorrow world? So many questions we do get from devotees, from aspirants, from the youngsters, isn't it? Now Swami Vivekananda is giving a beautiful teaching. Where is the wrong world? Where is the imperfect world? Where is the wicked world? Where is the bad world or the evil world? There is nothing. It is only in your mind, it is not existing outside. He's saying that if you can try to put God, the self, the goodness, the auspiciousness, the consciousness in your every moment, in your every walk of life, in your every conversation, in your every thought, in every form, in everything, then the whole scene changes. The world, instead of appearing as one of woe and misery, it will become a heaven. Whatever I may be in any walk of life, I may be doing any profession, or I may be in any country, I may belong to any religion, never mind, I can be living peacefully and happily in spite of dualities, in spite of problems which were existing at a materialistic world. So there is no problem in the world, there is the only problem in my thinking. There is only problem in my perception. There is only problem in my wrong cognitions. That has to be cleared. How to clear it? What to clear it? Seeing God. This is the positive way. The negative ways, this is not, saying that removing all the things, negating all these things, and that's the one way. That is called Neti Marga and Soham Marga. Everything is self. Everything is consciousness. Everything is good. Everything is God. Everything is auspicious. So try to cover the whole world, anything and everything, anyone and everyone, by the God, by the self, by the auspicious or consciousness, then you'll be able to see that. And it is the experience of all the saints. And we can see in the life of Pavari Baba. Pava Hari means, one who has made his food as the air. Because hardly used to eat. Babaji means it is the saint who made the air, the wind, the air as his food is called Pavari Baba. Swami Vivekananda met him. He was one of the greatest saints in the 19th century in India, near Kashi, Varanasi, Ghazipur by name. There he lived. He was the greatest yogi. Once in his ashrama, small ashrama he had, from his guru. Guru had that same thing as God for him also. And there were some utensils, worship utensils, and some idols, different gods and goddesses idols, which as a tradition they used to worship. They were all made up of gold and silver. So one fine day, a thief came and he stole everything. And he stole and he was trying to pack and he was trying to collect them and so that he wishes to leave. So this Pavari Baba entered the shrine room and he saw the thief saw him. So immediately he understood whatever he had in few things in his hands, he took and he started running. Because if I get caught, then I will not be spared. I'll be probably beaten black and blue, or I'll be put into jail, whatnot. Just like it is a common thing, common expected behavior, the thief started running in a good speed. This Pavari Baba also started running. He's also good, very strong built person. He also started running. Then the thief said, "Oh my dear, so probably he want to snatch, he want to take away whatever the things are in my hands. So that's why he's chasing me." So then the thief increased his speed. This Pavari Baba also increased his speed. So this, running and chasing went for a long time, good amount of time. At some point of time, the Pavari Baba was able to catch the thief. The thief felt, today my life is over. I am caught. Now I'll be handed over to police Garda and I will have a problems today. For his astonishment, this Pavari Baba was saying, "Oh my lord, if you want all these gold and silver things, you would have taken. You left few things. That's why I wanted to give you, so I have come." That thief was shocked. What? Are you kidding? Are you joking with me? Pavari Baba said, "No, my lord. You want to take this for some reason, please take it. I have brought few other things to give you so that you take everything. And the thief got perplexed. He was astonished to see, because in his whole of his life, he's seeing first time a person is uttering him as a Lord, as a God, and he wants to give away all other things which he had left. Then he asked, why? No, because God has come in this form. God is residing in you. God is residing in me, no doubt. In this, it is as good as in a similar way, God is residing in you also. That's why, oh Lord, please take it. But of course, we cannot, do this. This is only possible for the saints. If you do it, probably it will be very artificial for us. We should not do that. It's a word of caution. Our Swami said so that we did it. No. But because it was that natural in Pavari Baba's life, that it had a great impact in the sadhu. The thief's life. The thief started thinking, I stole these things and all fine. But you see, the sadhutva, the genuine spirituality, and the reality, what is the reality? What is that sadhutva or the genuineness? It created such an incredible impression on his mind. Thief started feeling guilty about his mistakes, about his heinous acts. Slowly, slowly, he was not able to continue his profession. Slowly, he had to leave his profession. And he went to the cashier Varanasi, and again he became a mendicant, or he became a monk in search of God. You see, that was the main impression created by Pavari Baba, who was the greatest spiritual illuminary or the greatest yogi of the 19th century. Because he had that peace and auspiciousness or the good things in him, he was able to see outside, including in the thief or in the sinner. Only because our perceptions are wrong, we are able to see this dualistic world. So, the moment when our ignorance is removed, when our mind is purified, we'll be able to see that reality. What is that? God in everywhere, in everyone, and in everything. That is our ultimate goal of life. That is manifestation of divinity in Swami Vivekananda's language. We have to manifest the divinity in all our spheres of life, in our every action, in every thought, in every word, in every deed. That should be our ultimate goal. I can be any of my profession. You may be professor, you may be researcher, you may be statesman, businessman, monk, whatnot. Let it be so. But all your actions should be the instrument to manifest the divinity. So let us think more and more about this. God is everywhere. God is in everything. God is in every person. And everything is covered by divine. Divine and divine alone exist. Divinity alone exists. We have to understand, we have to experience, and we have to manifest it. May the divine bless us and guide us in a right way so that let us understand we are all divine. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu. Dear devotees, coming Saturday, that is the 18th, we are having a Shivratri. On account of that, 6 to 6:30, we will have a small talk on Shivratri, the holy divine night. Afterwards, followed by puja, 6:30 to 7:30. Then offering of water, sacred water and bilwa leaves to the Lord, and we will disperse. So, who is interested and if possible, kindly reserve your time and try to come and participate in this holy divine night, Shivaratri, and receive the blessings of the divine. And if you cannot come physically, you can also witness this program either through Zoom or through our YouTube. Thank you.